This winter, I had myself a cockamamie idea. I wondered if I could ride my bike to a campsite with everything needed for a hot tent camp. Either strapped to my back or strapped to my bike. Well, it worked out so well, I made a whole video about it and, well, shoot. I guess I might as well quit yapping and let you watch it. I hope you all enjoy it now.
Woo! What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I am out here tonight for a wonderful winter wonderland in this nice secluded campsite. I wanted to do a little bit of a test, and we are doing that today. I got all my gear loaded up into a backpack and a large stuff sack, which I fixed to the back of my e-bike. And I really wanted to see if it was possible to combine hot tent camping with bike packing. So that's what we're testing out here today. Quick little tour around the campsite here. So I've got my bike just resting on this tree here. Man, you're not gonna be able to hear me with all the crunching of the snow. Right here we got a nice picnic table, a fire pit on the ground, and I think I'll probably set my tent up right back in over there. Here we've got some kind of something. It does appear to be locked. So that part is absolutely locked. We can't get into that. Oh, we do have a trash can. Now I booked this campsite just before the closing time of being able to book stuff, about an hour before, and they were all open. I mean, look around. It's not that surprising that people wouldn't want to be camping right now. I'm in number 3, so this is number 2, and then number 1 is back over this way. I'm gonna check each one of these boxes and see if they're all locked. So this one's definitely locked here. Another trash can here. But this is a nice site here. I don't mind this one at all. And then here is the first one. Walking on over here. It does appear as if this one is locked as well. But look at the dead trees here. I mean, there is a lot of firewood. Just a ton of firewood. That is so much. Wow. Yeah, same thing. We're locked up over here too. Another trash can over here. Nice fire pit. And picnic table. Unfortunately, there is a lot of airplane noise, if you can hear it. Maybe you can't, maybe you can, who knows. But it's a pain in the butt. So yeah, you know, it is what it is, and that's all good. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and make our way back to the campsite, get our camp set up, get ourselves looking nice and cozy. Probably would have been a decent idea to bring a snow shovel. However, I did not do that. I can kind of scrape it, you know, kind of scrape the snow away a bit this way. That's going to be quite a bit of work to really clear this out. So I'm going to go ahead and set this hot tent up, and I'm just going to get it moving and try to get that snow melted ASAP. And I think that's about as good as a plan as any. All right, so it just occurred to me that I've got these 2 trees behind me that are pretty much right in the middle of where I'm gonna set up my tent. So you do have the option with this tent. There's a nice big reinforced loop to where you can hold it up with a piece of paracord instead of running the pole in the middle, which seems to be a thing that's gonna give you a ton of room. I can go between this tree and this tree, and I think that'll be fine. Either way, we're gonna give it a try. I have several different types of paracord, various lengths with me. This is the one that I like, that tensions on itself, and it's not super long. So in order to make it just a little bit longer, I've tied a few of these together, but I'm going to show you how I'm doing that. This is called a square knot. Right over left, left over right. And when you pull it tight, it should look like that. And that is not coming loose. I also have this yellow, which I have a lot more of, but I find that it is doesn't really bite down on itself for friction knots, so I prefer this paracord when for that specific type of stuff. To secure on this side, actually on both sides, I'm going to do taut line hitches. So you come, just to show you, you come over top this way after you loop around the tree, and then we're going to go 2 on the inside. It's always super hard to shoot knots, so hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. And then loop around again, but this time we're going to come on the outside. 2 on the inside, 1 on the outside, and then it just kind of comes together like that. So it can take a fair amount of pulling. If you really pull on it, it is gonna move, but it's not gonna have a ton of weight on it. So now, if I grab it by the knot, it's pretty easy to adjust it. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. So this big tree here is actually so big around, it would pretty much eat up the whole what's left of my paracord. But because I got a very good sturdy one here, I can just go like this, and this should be fine. Let's actually run this through our loop first. Okay, bada bang. And that's our reinforced loop right there. Then I'll tie this roughly chest height. And the nice thing about these knots is that they're adjustable. So that's why people use them a lot. That's pretty good. Oh, dagnabbit, frozen ground, of course. Okay, I did not bring my hatchet today because I was really trying to get as lightweight as possible. So I need something to hammer in that stake because the ground is absolutely frozen. So I'm just gonna take a length of this and hopefully that'll do the trick. Yeah, that's pretty sturdy feeling. I think that'll do the trick. Not too shabby. All right, so I think that needs to come more towards the middle like that, and then up. Off screen, I just had about 20 minutes of camera difficulties that maybe we'll sit around tonight after it gets dark and cue you in on that a little bit. But anyway, this I think needs to come to about here. Since this is my first time stringing this up with the string, I'm going to put the pole in, and I'm just going to use the pole to gauge how high this thing should be. Donatello. Okay, so that goes a lot higher than I remember. That's basically like right about to my eyes is where that's supposed to go. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and set this aside and just pull these in here just a little bit. All right, I forgot to hit record, but I moved the stake from there to there. So just give myself a little bit of extra room. Needs to be a little slightly higher because it's gonna droop no matter what. See how easy that is to tinker with? That's why I like these knots. That is going to be a lot closer to what it's supposed to be. Okay, so I did go ahead and say screw it. I put that pole in there, and then I just used that to kind of stake out everything. So I'm going to give you a quick little tour around. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. And then from inside the tent here, I got a nice view of a nice snowy forest here. So yeah, so that takes a lot of fidgeting around with it and adjusting it for these type of TP type of tents. And you've got to kind of eyeball it out and then set it up and then just kind of go around it in a circle and make adjustments. It takes a lot of fiddling with it. So yeah, I've got my Winterwell stove with me today. This is my lighter weight backpacking stove. It's just got these tabs that kind of twist. And then you just sort of go in there like that. Pull our feet up. Put our lid on. And then either side has these tabs. Here, I'll show you. These go just in just like that. And that's mostly the thing put together. It's pretty quick. Okay. And then we're gonna come in here. I'm gonna put our tent about like that, or our stove about like that, roughly underneath there. There we go. So this is pretty handy here. This little crook like this will let me kind of work almost like a sawhorse, something of that nature. I'm just going to take just enough for now to get my wood stove pumping so I can get that thing fully established, and then we'll come back and we'll do more to stack up for the night. 6. Just gonna quarter these up here. Nice. Now, to facilitate today's adventure, I am using my brand new Lectric XP4. It's an excellent vehicle for this type of camp, and it's also the sponsor of today's video. There's a lot of things that make this an excellent e-bike. One of the big ones is this nice, powerful motor. This thing has a 750 watt motor with a 1310 watt peak, and that is pretty powerful. I love the pine green color, but it's also foldable. A foldable e-bike means that for most people, you won't need a bike rack to transport it. With Star Union 602 hydraulic disc brakes, a significant upgrade from previous models, these brakes feature 180 millimeter rotors that are 28% thicker than the previous generation for enhanced stopping power. You can buy with confidence because Lectric is the #1 selling e-bike in the good old-fashioned United States of America. Lectric is always a great bang for your buck, but right now is an absolutely excellent time to buy. Right now you can get a ton of free accessories. Get your Lectric e-bike today by using the link in my description, and don't forget to tell them Sam Banana sent you. Thanks once again to Lectric for sponsoring this video and helping to keep me in business. All right, everybody, let's get back into the action. So I got 2 halves. We're gonna try to do this for our base. And that should work fine. And then 1 of our quarters for a brace. Just gonna put a big bundle of these up there like that. It's a little awkward. Dagnabbit. Okay. Don't put it out. Okay. It'll catch back on. There it comes. Okay. Try number 2. For God's sake. This is how you're supposed to do it, instead of rushing. See the difference from what I did the first time? Sometimes I get in a hurry and it's easy to screw it up. It is a cranking. You don't need a ton. Just a few of these sticks will really give you a... I'm going to take my quarters. Do a couple of these. Do this here. Doesn't take much if you have nice dry firewood. Put this in there like that. We're pretty much rocking and rolling here. And then I'll go ahead and open up the flue here. That'll help my airflow. All right, well, you can see that our fire in there is going pretty strong. I was on the fence about bringing a chair because, you know, I got a nice picnic table. I knew I would. I've been itching to try this out. So this is Windquester. It's like a newer brand that I haven't seen that much of. And they're passing these around. I'm sure you'll see them on all the other YouTube camping channels, but this thing is wispy light. This is a real ultralight backpacking chair. And if you're not in the loop on ultralight backpacking equipment, it can be obscenely expensive. This chair is around 50 bucks. That might be too rich for some people's blood. I do like to call out brands that I think are providing a good value for the price point. I can't speak to the durability of it. It looks like it's aluminum. It seems to be pretty well built. The chair itself is like 100% mesh, but it's a sturdy mesh, you know. That's I think what makes it light. So I'll be testing this out, you know, on the channel, and I'm sure I'll give you a opinion about it as we get a little further down, but so far so good. I like this thing. Oh. Okay, just awkwardly scooching my way in here. Okay, I've already sat on this chair before, so I know it's comfortable. It's a little tight, cramped quarters in here, and I was hoping to get this pole out of the way to get myself some extra room, but that's okay. Temperatures are rapidly falling. It's getting almost completely pitch black dark already. But yeah, we're all established here. I still got a lot left to do. I still gotta go get my firewood, and I still gotta cook dinner, and I even got a few beers that I wanna crack into. So I'm gonna give myself just a couple of minutes for a little bit of a warm up here before I get into all the other stuff I gotta do. But before I do any of that, I've gotta take a little nip off of the old banana flask. Whew! Oh yes, that is the good old fashioned, never let you down monkey shoulder. I'm gonna take this limb off right here. That is too big. I'm gonna use this one and we're gonna see where we're at. If I have to come back and get some more of this. Stove is starting to heat up. I'm gonna let it get to cooking. I'm gonna go ahead and have one of these Cookie Exchange milk stouts from Great Lakes. Good stuff. Man, it's already super hot in here. Goodness sakes. Okay, well, I guess we gotta do it. I'm just gonna take you guys on a little night hike. Night hike. Yeah, night hike. And just kind of show you the quick surrounding areas here. Well, here's the tent. And all back in over here is, you know, the woods. There's that big log I was sawing on. So if I desperately need any more of that, it's right here. I can come over and grab it. But yeah, there's more firewood around. That's that big pile right there that I was pulling some logs out of. Pulled a couple from right over here. That back there is just a bunch of trees, flat ground, and snow. Over here is something a little bit more interesting. There's the bike, table, trash can. So you can see some lights over there. I believe that is like a houses. So I'm kind of just like out in the country here. So you can see some lights. But this whole thing here is really pretty. This is just like a big prairie. And it's like a big habitat restoration project, essentially. But yeah, this is kind of like a hiking and biking trail. And it goes this way. In like a big loop, I suppose. Pretty cool. Yeah, this just loops around right here. Now, if I cut all the lights, that is a really pretty sky. And yeah, there is some thick cloud cover tonight. But still, that is pretty. Let's see if I can get a really nice photo for you guys. So I'm about to retire for the night, and it's been hanging at 28 degrees. Hasn't gone lower than that so far, so that's not too terrible. Some basil, and just top it off with a bunch of more cheese. We're cruising. We are cruising. It's warm. When I say warm, I mean it's very hot. Let's get in on this. Come on. Oh yeah, this is a fantastic wintertime meal, baby. What do you know about that? Come on now. Doesn't get too much more classic than that. Goodness sakes. Fun stuff, baby. Fun stuff. Good Lord! I mean, come on now. Come on now. Yes, sir. All right. I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of this in peace. I'll check back with you guys in just a few. Man, that is a lot of work. It's a lot more work than when I used a little electric chainsaw, I'll tell you that much. But it's good. It's good to make sure you do it like this sometimes. If you saw the cheapest hot tent on Amazon video that I did, that is this hot tent. And this is the stake bag, and it does come with guy lines. I've never really pulled these apart, so I don't know if this is like a bunch of different ones. So I'll use them again in the future because I really like this tent actually. It's super compact and like backpackable basically. So I will use this one again in the future. I'm gonna try guying these out. I have some line of my own, so we'll see about just using that. And then you can see that just gives me just a little bit more room because that's where my bed is about to go. Whew. Yeah, it's warm in here. I can feel it. Letting my ice melt. And that's not for drinking, that is just to get my pot cleaned up so that I can do my coffee and breakfast in the morning. Whew. It's tight quarters in here. It's hard to film in here. But in terms of just like regular camping, it's not too shabby. It is not bad. I'm gonna kind of figure this out, move the wood around a little bit maybe. Because I'm gonna pull my bed all the way to the middle, kind of up against this pole here or close to it. That way I can just flip this lid open and feed wood in here if I feel like it throughout the night. I'll probably do it once or twice. Technically I don't really need it because the sleeping bag and the sleeping mat will keep me warm. Then my toilet paper bag, I carry some paper towels, and I don't clean the dish with that. I just save a couple, give it a really nice wipe. So it's nice and clean from there. That is not too shabby for a camping pan after tomato soup was all over it. Well, lesson learned. With this type of tent, you need to set it up with the doors closed. I didn't think about that, but that's okay. Because now it's putting stress on the doors in a weird way to where I can't close the door. That's gonna have to be good enough. Okay, that one works. That one's fine. Oh, yeah. That one's fine. That is not perfect. I'd say it's pretty good. And it's just like old great grandpa Jack used to say, pretty good is hard to beat. Look at that. That is crazy. Of course, it's up in the pinnacle up here, but still, it's uncomfortably hot in here. Yeah, actually no baloney. I'm gonna have to open this door back up because it's that bad. I need some kind of airflow in here. That's ridiculous. Well, at least I know I got a warm tent, right? Nice and toasty in here. Enjoying a nice hot chocolate. Ah. Mm. That is good. That is nice. I don't think I mentioned it earlier, but I started off just filming everything on the GoPro, and then kind of like the mount thing broke, and then I was able to kind of jury rig that together, and then all of a sudden the batteries just started going from like 93%, and then 5 minutes later I checked it and it was at 7%. They were just dying really fast as the cold was just killing them, even though I do have the Enduro, whatever they're called, batteries that are nicer. When I got the big Sony camera out that I usually film most of it on, and even though I had been charging those batteries for hours before I left, almost all of those were dead. So I have a big power bank that I bring with me because it's a little slightly overkill, but I just want to make sure anything that I have, the camera light, any of that stuff, if something is dead, I want to make sure I've got the ability to charge it. So then I just like wrapped a bunch of my bank line that I just happen to have with me, and I wrapped up the power bank and then tied a loop into it, and then been hanging it off of the camera just the whole entire time, trying to keep the battery, one battery charged. So yeah, behind the scenes has been an interesting trip today. But yeah, it's been fun. I've never camped at this campground before, so I can cross that off my list now. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the hay here. I think that's gonna be it for me for the night. Catch you guys in the morning. Whew. Good morning. That was certainly a fun one. That is another one in the books. Hope you enjoyed that one, boys and girls. Woo! Big shout out to each and every one of you. You all make it possible for me to do this. If you liked what you saw today and you want to see more, I would greatly appreciate it if you would click that banana. We're going to catch you on the next one, everybody.